It still amazes me that people don't know that the painting The Last Supper was a depiction of the Zodiac. So Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian Renaissance painter who was alive from 1452 to 1519, if I'm not mistaken. And he was commissioned by the church to paint The Last Supper. He also painted the famous Mona Lisa. He is said to be one of the greatest painters of all time, and keep in mind that most people didn't believe in religion like we believe in it today. But the painting that was commissioned by the church was supposed to portray Jesus having the Last Supper before his death, before his crucifixion, with his 12 disciples, and right when Jesus said to them that one of them would betray him, aka Judas, who basically betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Also keep in mind that Leonardo da Vinci was not a religious man, and he was making this painting for the church. He was getting paid for it. So the depiction of the Zodiac is very vague. It's not in front of your face. He wanted to make it kind of like clues hidden in plain sight. Leonardo da Vinci also had access to the secret Vatican libraries, which is probably where he got most of his zodiacal information from. Okay, so since all the trolls wanted to hop in my comments over on TikTok, I'm just making this clip as a little disclaimer. I did put a clearer, more modern, remastered version of The Last Supper in this video because of the color contrast and the clarity, etc., etc. I also filmed this video like 2 or 3 times. I was super irritated and in a rush, so I left a few things out. That being said, when I'm talking about Aries in the original does have facial hair, and Virgo or Mary Magdalene, whatever you want to call him or her, is wearing blue in the original. But either way, I'm just throwing this out there for anybody that wants to talk back in the comments. I can't wait to make more videos to piss you guys off. Pay attention to how the disciples are positioned or placed. They are in groups of 3, and there's 4 groups of 3. This is representation of the seasons. Spring is Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Then we have summer, which is Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Then we have Jesus in the middle, which is a representation of the sun. Then we have fall, which is Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. The winter, we have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And going down from left to right, Aries is going to be on the far left, just so you guys can follow along. Aries is on the far left, and he's at the head of the table. It's the beginning of the Zodiac, the first sign of the Zodiac. You know, Aries is very assertive. He's got his hands on the table, and he's very, like, hairy. He's got a beard, full beard, and like sheep's wool. And the original depiction of the painting, I wanted to put a clearer, more modern take of the painting on here, but the feet look like sheep's feet or ram's feet. Next down, so second on the left, is going to be Taurus. And one of the first things that you notice is Taurus is a sign that is represented by the body parts of the neck and shoulders. The neck is extremely thick, and also he's touching the next person over's shoulders. Next down, so third from the left, we have Gemini, of course. And Gemini is a sign that is ruled by the extremities, so the arms and the hands, as well as Gemini is a sign that represents duality, and the man is holding up his hands. So that is a representation of not only Gemini in the hands, but it's duality, masculine and feminine, yin and yang. Next down, we have Cancer, fourth from the left. And Cancer is, you know, the first water sign of the Zodiac. So any of the water signs are going to be, you know, more like an introverted nature, but it's kind of hiding behind the other person. And if you look at the positioning of Cancer's body or that disciple's body, it kind of depicts the symbol of the 69, which is, you know, the representation of Cancer's symbol. But also it looks like he has almost like a dagger or a crab's claw, because Cancer is represented by the crab. Then next down we have Leo. Leo is the only one bold enough to have their elbow on the table and reaching for food, of course. Lions are usually pretty hungry animals, but Leo is also looking at Jesus, which is a representation of the sun, so it only makes sense that the disciple that is represented by Leo is looking at the planet that rules his sign. He also has a full head of hair and a beard, kind of like a lion's mane. Then we have Virgo. This would be sixth from the left, the one right before Jesus. This is the only feminine looking one at the table. This has been a highly debated topic for everybody who has pretty much ever looked at this painting. Is this a male or a female? To me, it's very clearly depicted as a female. Some people say this is Mary Magdalene, but it would make sense that this is a female. You know, Virgo is the Virgin, represented by the Virgin in the Zodiac. And also she is wearing blue, and blue is usually associated with a more feminine archetype, or it's a feminine color. Then we have Jesus in the middle, and Jesus is a depiction of the sun because he's the Son of God. There is an archway over his head, which could be a representation of sunbeams in a very subtle way. He's also wearing red, which can be attributed to either the sun or a masculine type energy. He's also looking over towards the left side of the room, or the fall and winter groups. More particularly, he's looking at the winter group, and the sun dies in the winter. And if you look at the way the sun is shining through the window in the back, the sun is pointed towards the group that is on the far right, so the winter side. So first, over on the right next to Jesus, we have Libra, of course. Libra is the autumn equinox sign. It is the time of equal night and day, and if you can see, the person is holding out his arms, kind of like a scale. It's balance. Libra is a sign that is represented by judgment and judging him in his fate that he is about to endure. Next down is Scorpio, and Scorpio has his hand up, kind of looking like a scorpion's stinger or tail. And it is highly debated that this is Judas. From the research that I have done, it makes a lot of sense that Scorpio would be represented by Judas, because Judas was the one that betrayed him. Yeah, he has his hand up, which looks like a scorpion stinger. Then we have Sagittarius, and Sagittarius definitely looks very horsely. Of course, Sagittarius can be attributed to the centaur or the horse. And some people say that he is standing up saying, no, take me instead. You know, I will die in your place. But it's very clear that of any of the people at the table, he looks very horsely. He's got a wide neck, and the feet of him in the original painting look very horsely, like horse hooves. Next down, we have Capricorn, and Capricorn is a sign that is ruled by Saturn or Kronos, which is Father Time. And if you look at his hands look like, you know, the hands of a clock. Also, another interesting concept is at one point in time, Capricorn was a sign that was associated with a crocodile, so this could be attributed to the crocodile's snout. And then second to last, we have Aquarius, and Aquarius is holding an invisible water pitcher. Aquarius is the water bearer. It's very clear that he's holding something that isn't there in the picture. You don't want to make it obvious, but yeah, he's holding the water pitcher that is a symbol for Aquarius, the water bearer. Then at the very end, we have Pisces, which is holding what would be two fish. And of course, Pisces, the two fish, this can also be attributed to the story in the Bible about Jesus feeding the people with just two fish. But, and Pisces is the fish. So yeah, that is just my interpretation of the Last Supper painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Another interesting fact is, based on when this painting was done and where it was done in northern Italy. There has been debate among many people, scholars and historians and religious folks nonetheless, but there has been debate about what kind of fish is at the table, but it can only be two things. It's either herring or eel, but it's very clearly herring, and ironically, the word herring-er in Italian means to denounce faith in religion. So clearly Leonardo da Vinci did this very subtly, but he wanted it to be there. So if you guys like this, please do like and follow. If you want to book personal readings with me, you can shoot me an email or a message on any platform. And go check out my YouTube. I'm at The Cosmic Rose. I am going to be doing more videos like this over there. I love you.